Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are back in Moonshine Inc. with our little journey from homebrewer to professional homebrewer, I guess. But anyway, so today we're not going to continue our last save game that we made after going through the tutorial and really getting into, or scratching the surface at least, of the systems that are in the game. What we're going to do today is a little different because there is a problem with this current version and it's confirmed fixed by the devs for the release version. Save games don't load correctly at the moment in this pre-release version. So what I'm going to do is I have to play the tutorial again with a new set of workers and stuff, but I'm going to get into the same place and then we need to finish the chapter 1, the first act, in one sitting so that we don't have to save. And then the plans are, because let me explain to you how that works real quick. Once you complete a chapter, you move on to a new area, get a new map, have to set up base there again. You're not keeping anything around. It's kind of mission based really. So you don't get your workers to stay, you don't even get your cash to stay. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, it seems like it. And you have to start anew. But what you do keep is what you have uncovered on the map and all the technology that you have uncovered. So, what we're going to do now is hopefully in one sitting complete Act 1. That doesn't mean in one episode, of course. That would be too much. So what I'm going to do now is play basically off camera, well on camera but cut out, through the tutorial again and drop us off at exactly the point where we left off last time, after delivering to that poor old man who was in need of a stiff drink. So let's get going. Well, we do have a problem with those. Oh, Jeff. Yes, we do have a problem with Jeff. Not with George, but with Jeff. These guys are randomized, even in the tutorial, so you do get some really potentially, let's say, less than mediocre workers. Party animal might drink some of the alcohol that you're making. Whoops. Hopefully he doesn't go blind, yes. But let's recruit him as well. I'm not going to keep him around for long, that's for sure, but he's there. So batch number 2 turned out to be a 100% match for the taste, but a little weak. Well, about 25% too weak. An interesting aspect of this is, well, this dude this time around spawned right there. Can't exactly remember what it was in the first episode, but I just tried before this as well, and then he spawned somewhere over here. So this seems to be a little random too, which I don't know if it's a good idea for a tutorial necessarily. But now that this is done, we have come to the point where we left off. And now it is all about, well, hiring a worker, probably 2, because we need to kick one in the butt. So let's do this. Workers. Let's see what we have. Recruitment. Ooh. Now that's nice. Careful. Okay. What do you think about this one? Careful. Daredevil. And recycler. It's a very eco-friendly Daredevil driver that is at the same time very careful. That makes perfect sense. I think they might consider kind of making those exclusive. When you have one, like Daredevil, you can't have careful. Something like this, so that they can exclude each other. Because this is a good combination, for sure. But is it a believable one? I have my doubts. So let's give this one a 69% chance to join us right away. And no. He didn't like that. So we do want him though. Let's go with another 69% chance of joining. Something like this. Ah, come on. Oh no, we're messing it up. Well, in 2 days and 7 hours we are going to get new guys in here. So let's do a 50-50 and send the offer. Yeah, alright, well, there you go. Still got him a little cheaper. And I think we should try to get Joseph as well. Because we do need to kick the other one out. Of course we're going with the... Oh no, we can't get 69% chance at 420 salary. That is unfortunate. But there we go. We sent the offer. Can't recruit another worker? That's good. Okay, he's hired. List of workers. Are you busy? No, he's available. Boop. Yes, I'm very sure. I was never any more sure than this. This is... And is he actually worth twice the pay of these? Probably, yeah. Might be. That those are good stats, yes. Might even want to specialize him in daredevil driving. Because this drives faster, lower chance of triggering events. That is a dream combination. That's amazing. But now you've noticed, or you will notice, that we are entering the more free-form, free-flow approach to Chapter 1. The tutorial is done. We have done the kind of tutorial side mission, and now the game opens up. So this is where the actual game lies. Now, let's check out what we have uncovered here. Rotgut, and then we also made another one there. That was a 15% match. And then we have Daddy Bear. That was given to us by said priest as a kind of reward for delivering that stuff to him. And I think that's a good one to go for. Oh, well, we should check out some hints in it. Honey, corn syrup, and cane sugar. And it sells for a very decent price. So, I guess we are going for that one next. Let's take a look at the store. Beet sugar is under surveillance. That means that if we buy stuff like this, I would assume that the police alert level goes up once this bar is filled. So far, we have not purchased anything that would make this bar go up, but that will change. We have 7,000 in cash. There will be more ingredients coming in future as the pressure rises in general, where this is going to be monitored. So what I'm going to do is buy a little bit in advance. We do have the cash for it, after all. And somehow we did get agave syrup or agave. Is it agave or agave? Agave syrup? I would say agave. And was it corn syrup? We do have 38 kilos, so yes. So how about we buy 80 kilos of everything? Sounds about... well, apart from beet sugar, of course, because that's the only one that's monitored. Well, there's nothing to see here, officer. Carrying or getting a truckload of these sugars. But no, I don't have any beet sugar. Look, officer, everything is fine. Okay, now we have exactly everything in our shopping list, apart from beet sugar, which we are also going to need, but let's wait it out. Maybe this changes, I'm not sure, but probably it does change week after week. So I think that is setting us up nicely for some experimentation, which is also where this game seems to shine, because we have that map that we wanted to uncover, and we're going to see how that works. So yeah, buy that stuff. It's just $3,300 worth of sugar. All right? Yes. So now we do have 2 distilleries, and we do have 2 fermentation tanks. So we can run 2 batches at the same time, basically, always. And let's take a look at who do we want to make into our brewmaster. Probably George. Yeah, why not George? So let's focus on getting George on the task for whenever we have some brewing tasks. We get John to focus on driving, so deliveries, and then Joseph is our cleaning boy. Sometimes we do need another old cauldron as well, so let's create that. I'm going to go big, like just invest heavily now, and just see where it goes. I'm not sure either if the car carries over, but I would assume so, because you need to have the car carries over to the next chapter, is what I wanting to point out. I think it should, but so far everything has been reset. I think also the money should not reset, but it seemed to do so. Oh well, we just threw the cash in the garbage bin because otherwise Mr. Officer would get a little suspicious. But yeah, so I think we're going to craft another one there. That is in crafting now. It is under construction, as you see there. And once it is done, we can place it. A humble start. Make 150 liters of moonshine. Well, okay. I'm not going to set out for a delivery just yet, because I do want to have a secondary batch of things to drive out, so that we don't put like the same stuff, 100 liters of the same stuff in the same location, stash location, because they are selling in parallel and people get tired of them, as we found out in the first episode. So yes, what we are going to do now is just wait for Jeff. Is Jeff out? Trainee busy. I think he's busy. Let's see who was driving here. Go to map. There, he's back. And who's not busy anymore? Oh, okay, it was George. He got some experience for this, but yeah. So from now on, John is our driver. It would be kind of nice to be able to change their names, just for fun's sake. John the driver, for instance, would be a much better name than just John. We have unlocked everything there is to unlock in this first chapter, and that just means we can continue on from here. So, let's brew a batch. I think we're going with Daddy Bear, because we just had... Yeah, there you see. Can we do this with... No, we can't do this with just honey. But maybe we can find a good combination here. Let's see. So that's corn syrup. There we go. And then we have honey as one of the main ingredients there. And then we need cane sugar. Let's see how we can combine those to make something that is this taste profile. Fermentation tank. Let's choose the new one. Maximum cleanliness and everything. So now we have 2 points that we can change. And you see how the match is going on there. I'm not too worried that we can't fill everything, because maybe you remember, there is one of the yeasts does provide sour and sweet at the same time. So what I'm going to do is to try and get the red stuff right there, and then bank on the fact that we are likely going to get a little bit more sweet and sour. Let's see if that was about right. That looks about right. Yes. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so let's see. One fermentation tank. We are going with... Well, that one. Doesn't matter. Not yet. They are about equally dirty. Someone has peed in them. Oh. You do not have a recipe match. But we do need to have a match. Let's see. Okay. That is one thing that I also pointed out to the developers. It is not very intuitive that this is showing 80%. This background is red, but you still can progress. This one should be green. I think there's a rounding issue there somehow, at least in my version I'm playing here. But let's set this up. Equal parts, it looks like. So we create this one, simple yeast, and we can then choose... Oh, wait a second. Is this George? Is George our guy? I think it was, right? Yep, George. George is our guy. Indeed, he is. So let's set up with George the fermentation process. Here, you see that. Simple Kindle is getting us that extra taste that we wanted. And... well, that is not working out. That is not working out either. But here we go. So we add all the mash. Of course, that doesn't work like this. But we want to have that extra taste point in there. So, wow, that would give us a lot of ethanol. Not sustainable, though. That is a little bit too much sugar for that poor yeast to handle. That is why you need better yeast. And let's go down to, I think this one was 18%. It can deal with 18. There, still 18, and it can handle that. In these situations, I would prefer there to be a decimal place so that you can see when it rounds off and why that happens. When it goes from 18 red to 18 white, I think that's a little bit confusing. But that's just data-heavy me, I guess. So, we have a 90% match, 91% even. Get the extra flavors. We get 8% ethanol, and we still have 4% sugar in there. Not great, but I think we can deal with this and just create the batch. So, 1 day, 22 hours left. There we go. We do have 2 setups, though. And let me see. Go to map, workshop. Is this done? No. It needs constructing still. So now we can place that one as well. And now we have 2 completely independent setups. That sounds reasonable. Why can't I place it there? Maybe it's a little larger. Okay, so now we should be able to just independently create a new batch, whatever it needs. How about we go out and just try to explore a bit? So what happens? Let's just see. Yeah, that's cool. What happens if we go with the combination of... What should we do? Maybe let's go molasses. We're going with the molasses moonshine. There. And then we go with this cauldron, and then we add this fermentation tank. And there we have a recipe match of unknown, of something unknown. So, okay, we're going to lock this one in, or maybe... Oh, that's interesting. So now we have that looks pretty cool. Now we need to add something that also is sweet. Okay, we can do that. I think. Yeah. We don't have the appropriate yeast for that one, I believe. But so maybe we should go for the simpler one here first. Let's add something that adds sweetness and also adds a little. So red and yellow. That one, birch syrup. All right, put that in. So now we need to adjust this to make it... Well, there you go. That is a 100% match of something we don't know about. That is a little weird, I find, that you can match it to something that you have no clue about. So, like, yeah, I know, I have it in my rot gut feel that I have matched something amazing. Now, here we go. Choose an apparatus. That would be this one. And create. John is doing that now. Yep, okay. Joseph is our not driver, so he's going to be a little bit of a brewer himself. Now, we need to mash it up and then decide on what yeast we want. Whoa, that adds a lot. We don't have any salty in this whatsoever, and there's a salty point right at the start. Then, that's also salty. And there we have sour in this. Adds sweetness, which is good. But, let's see if we get a lot of additional taste points here for this one. And I do want to cut off that last sour, I believe. Yeah, probably. Maybe even the last sweet. There. Do we want to have this one or not? So my consideration here is why I'm deliberating this is if there are jars in the distillation process which have 0% ethanol, which are entirely on the sweet side, we can remove that taste and up the ethanol content that way. And while we're taking these, we, to start with, also have higher ethanol content. So seems reasonable. That's a bit of a gamble, but I think we can make that work. Well, here's hoping. So let's put it there. That's 1 day, one day, 12 hours. 9%. How high can we go? 11. Maybe we do want to take all the sweetness in there. But that's a bit of the other recipe, isn't it? So, we stick here. All right, it's good. Let's try it out. It's still 83% match. It's all good. takes a while, to be expected, and let's go. Okay, so we're just waiting for pre-fermentation. Could you please start working on this? Would you be so kind? It does take a while to get all the stuff started. So this one is going now. And they both are. Alright, so now it's just a waiting game. Also, of course, while we are not selling anything, the police doesn't know about us. So that's another positive. So as long as you can hold out with the money, it seems like the meta would be to just keep brewing until you have a nice stash and a nice set of produce. And just finding a name for that. Produce. Let's call it produce. Yeah, until then, you probably want to keep a bit of a low profile, if you can. Now, this will be perfect, by the way. We do have plenty of that already done, and now we're going to get 2 new batches once distillation is done. Distillation, not distillation. Distillation is done, and we can transport a maximum of 3 different slots in our car. And that means that we could have 33 liters of each and just get it to a hub, safely transport it there, then go and grab a new set, get it to another hub, and so on, as long as we have enough of it. So let's take a look. That worked out decently well. Look at that. We do have... Now, we do need the bitter, okay, but look at this. So we have 10% ethanol, 0% quality. Can I remove this one? Gets rid of the sweetness. That one is killing a little bit too much. Why is quality 0 still? Ethanol match. 45? How are we supposed to get 45? Not even our first jar has 45. Well, that's a little bitter. I guess we can do something like this. Yeah, okay, we get 2%. Brilliant. Oh, shit. Maybe our luck is better on high. Nah, that's the wrong jar right there. 90% match 0. Nah, okay. This one is slightly tricky. Alright, well, so this one is a no-brainer to reduce. We do need more than 0 quality, otherwise it's lost. So that is the highest that we can do, right? 4%, 8%. Yeah, it's a really bad match, but maybe that's the only thing that we can do. So 1 day, 11 hours, I think we're going for it. 9% of whatever it is, it's going to be terrible. And just 36 liters, because we had to cut away so much. Well, it will be a learning experience, as they say. And there, the distillation process can be started for George, for Daddy Bear. Let's see how bad that one is. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, we need that one. Damn it. We did get... Oh. Well, that is not too bad. Can we cut away anything? If we cut this one, 18% match, so no. Kinda not working that way, but we do get a lot. It's low quality, but we do get a lot from it. 114 liters. What do we get for high? 19%, 22% with 12 114 liters. High is much faster too, and does give us more. So I almost think that we should be going for this one, because well, it's faster, it gives us more, and thus more to sell. Just a few points less for our scouting of the map. So the way this works is we are going to get the quality amount for a new recipe, or how much we improved an old one. We do get that in points for research. So I'm going to sacrifice a few points for our research for getting a higher quantity at a similar quality, which will allow us to just in overall get slightly more money. Money is what we are after. And you see the difference here, 21 hours, 47 minutes, and 11 hours, 53 minutes. So that's quite a bit faster. Let's go create this one. The countdown has started here for George. Almost done. Let's go a little slower. I don't want to waste a second of time. And there we awaiting ingredients. All right. There's the bottling. Can start. We do get 19% for this one, and it's Daddy Bear. Needs 30% ethanol, we only have 11. Close enough, right? No, not really. But let's see what we can sell it for. That, what you see there is a healthy, a very healthy profit though. So I would say that is probably good. So we're going to bottle that one. Mastery points plus 22. Okay, so I was a little wrong here. For the mastery points. Why this does give 22 instead of the 19, I don't know. Maybe there is some kind of multiplier effect to it for how difficult that recipe is supposed to be or something, but who knows. So we're going to find out eventually, I guess. So $54 per jar. That's good. You know what? I think this is a good place to stop for this episode. I'm not going to make the mistake and save and exit because that is breaking everything at the moment. But I'm going to stay here and just hit the record button again right after you have left. And thusly, we're going to continue right here in the upcoming episode. I hope you enjoyed and see you guys next time.